The main thing for me that I struggled with a lot was being by myself, like not being in a relationship.
Why is that the case?
Yeah, because I just felt like, I craved constant like love from outside because I didn't feel complete by myself. Like I just felt like, oh, like I saw being a relationship like my only way to like feel really, really happy. But then once I learned how to really like stand on my own 2 feet and give myself love and be emotionally more independent, like learn how to trust myself and learn how to also like once I found my purpose, once I created an amazing life outside of my relationship, I was like, wow, like I'm gonna be okay. And that has been really one of like the best things that I've ever done for myself. Like to be able to be like, yeah, oh my gosh, like I can be emotionally independent. And emotionally independence doesn't mean that you are completely detached, like no relationship ever. It just means that like even if somebody is not around, like you have some skills and tools to be able to help yourself in the moment. Maybe not always all the time 100%, like you can do it, but at least it gets you 70% and 80% there, and that's good enough. Like, to be able to regulate it in that moment all by yourself. And then you can come back again and speak to your friends and have conversations about that. But you don't feel like, oh my gosh, like if these people are not in my life, I'm just gonna be helpless and alone and just be that child who doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, because if that's the state that we're in, then we're going to be forming relationships from fear, right? As opposed to love, we'll be like, okay, I need to be in a relationship because like I need attention, I need these things because we can't give it to ourselves.
Yeah.
But I know that, you mentioned before you were in a relationship for there was this relationship you're in that you're holding on to for a long time, even though you knew that it was gonna end or it wasn't something you wanted to hold on to, but you're holding on to it.
Yeah.
How does it physically or like mentally feel to not be able to let go of something? Like why how does it feel?
You might know that it's the best thing for you to leave. You're comfortable, right? You still love the person. You want to wear, the thing is, you want to wear those rose-colored glasses. You want to believe that like things will change. And I think it's great to have hope, but after a period of time having the same arguments, you've got to realize that okay, this person's not going to change, right? And either you can choose to change your thoughts about the person so that you can still enjoy and be happy in a relationship, or you stop working on changing the person and you change the behavior that you're making, i.e. which is to leave, right? But like during that, sometimes you're doubting yourself, like, oh, maybe it's me, maybe I'm not doing enough, right? So you keep trying. At some point you realize that, wait, I've done all I could. It's just hard.
And I think sometimes it's neither people's fault. It's just that you could be different people and perhaps this partnership is not something that is going to work in that way. And I think that this can be applied for like jobs as well. It could be like being in a job that feels misaligned, that feels like it's reached its time, but it feels comfortable. It's getting me the recognition that I want, even though deep down I feel unfulfilled, but it's just like it's going to be such a hassle to move. What if I don't get another job? Like I think learning how to accept the multiple scenarios that will happen, learning how to accept the fact that maybe you might be jobless for a while before you find the right one, or you might be single for a while before you find the right one. Like I think needing to accept that could be your reality is important.
Accepting and learning how to be okay.
Yes.
Right? Like a lot of people, like in the point that what they don't want to be in that period because if they assume that they're going to feel anxious. Right? And so like, oh, right, I'm going to be anxious, I'm going to be without a job. But if you learn, like just how, for example, like me, you had codependency issues, right? So being alone, you'll feel anxious. And so when you learn how to feel a
different feeling, because would you say that it's how you see that incident? Like being alone.
For sure. But I think it's more about first off learning how to sit with your anxiety and realize that it's going to be okay.
Yes.
And then like processing your thoughts, right? Because your brain's, when let's say you're going to leave a job that you're very comfortable in, before you transition, you're going to have thoughts like, I'm not going to be okay, I'm not going to be okay, like this is like
then it kind of all comes into you all at once. Because I've had this before when I had to make certain decisions, like to leave a relationship or not, to leave a partnership or not, and all these thoughts of fear, of anxiety, just like comes all at once, and I start being very narrow-minded. And I don't see any other possibility. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And it's so hard.
Yeah, get a coach. This is so sorry. Like, this is why I feel like getting a coach is so important.
Yes, agree.
Like, we can pick out your thoughts and really help explore that, because like even things that we have here, like, oh, it's going to be the end of the world, I'm not going to be okay, like those are not facts. Those are just thoughts that we're having about our judgments that we are having
That's
about
so true.
our future. And so we can pull apart these thoughts and see like, hey, okay, this thought, is it really true? Is it serving me? Like, what do I want to believe instead? Right? Because if you want, like, if ultimately you want to change a job eventually, like, you're going to need to learn how to be okay not having money come in for a period of time.
Yes. And I think that when we look at our life, for all the years that we're living, or even just as long as you've lived, you realize there are ups and downs.
Yeah.
And knowing that if you're feeling that anxiety, that fear, it could be in that particular down moment of your life where you're figuring things out, but the high will come and the low will come again, the high will come again, and life is just like that.
Oh my god, it's like literally waves. But I feel like it's like that, right? Every single day, like you have like high moments.
But over time, you start learning how to deal with those emotions. You start learning and understanding yourself better.
Oh, 100%.
And it is a wave, but it's like an exponential wave that goes up. Like, it slowly goes up because you know yourself better. You get better at life. You get better at life.
Okay. Now I see why your wave.
That's why my wave is going. Yeah, right. That's why your wave is going. It's like the stock market.
She a businesswoman.
Yeah. Fact.